Give us your Layup Lounge take right now.
I'm taking a Q car over Wilt Chamberlain.
Yo.
Yo.
Layup Lounge members, welcome back to another episode of the Layup Lounge. We are live and direct here in Seattle, Washington. My name is Wayne. I'm here with
Roman.
And we are locked in for the NBA playoffs, giving you all the hot news and hot topics coming from the Eastern Conference Finals, the Western Conference Finals. Everything you want to know about hoop is happening right here. And we might dive into some other topics later on in the show. Stick around for the post game. You're going to hear something that you want to hear here on the Layup Lounge. Please like and subscribe. Continue to do your due diligence. Thank you for showing love. The lights have not dimmed yet, so we're keeping the lights on. Thank you much for showing love. We're gonna keep pushing forward. Go show love on Instagram, TikTok. Do as you do. Let's go ahead and dive straight in though, because what the hell, Burton? What the hell, Burton?
What the hell, Burton? Indeed. Yeah, man. Let's just get straight to it. I mean, 138 to 135. It seemed like the Knicks had control pretty much in that second half, especially in the second half. It was close in the first half, but coming into that second half, fourth quarter, the Knicks go on a run. We're pretty much down 14 with 3 minutes left we're watching? And we're like, oh, trying to pack it up. Let's get ready for game 2. The Nesmith, man. Aaron Nesmith was buried. We discussed this already. He was buried in a bench in Boston a few years back, and now he is probably the second best player on this team right now, currently standing. They don't win this game without him. I know Haliburton hit the go-ahead 2 at the end of the game or at the end of regulation to go to overtime, but man, Aaron Nesmith is the MVP maybe of the playoffs for them because he's been hitting a lot of timely shots when it's mattered. They've came back multiple times, but how are we feeling right now about this series so far?
Honestly, I mean, obviously the Pacers feel great. They stole a game. They stole home court advantage back. They couldn't get a stop at all this entire game, it looked like. But end of the game, they just found a way to win like they have all year, playing team ball. Like you said, they do not win this game without Aaron Nesmith. He was unconscious. He was literally just shooting shots that I don't even know if I've ever seen him shoot those kind of shots. And he was just bang, 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 like 5 in a row. So for sure, without that performance, they don't win this game. And then the Haliburton, I mean, 1 millimeter away from probably being the greatest playoff game winner we've ever seen. If we're being honest, it was probably that's honestly probably the greatest playoff game winner we ever would have seen, or one of the most memorable playoff game
winners definitely in Pacer history too.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely in Pacer. That play alone would have took over anything Reggie would have done. I don't care what anybody says. That would have been the greatest Pacer moment so far in Pacer history, for sure.
It would have been the greatest Pacer moment, but I think it also, because it pays homage to Reggie. The fact that he went straight to the, you know what I'm saying? He pointed at him. It was premeditated. He pointed at him. He did the whole thing, but it was the game tying shot.
It was the
tying shot. But they went into overtime, ended up getting the W. That was the most important thing. They had to win this game. But yeah, I think the Pacers are going to win this series, bro. I mean, it's hard to come, like you said this earlier, it's hard to lose a game like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're the Knicks, like Brunson had 40. Towns had 30 and 10. Like, your guys showed up. So your 2 top dogs showed up.
Yeah, no, I was going to just bring up the stats real quick to add on to that. Yeah, Towns, 35 and 12. Jalen Brunson, 43. But then you get 16 apiece from Mikal Bridges and OG. So that's a pretty good stat line. That's pretty much what you expect from all the starting lineup. I mean, Josh Hart 8, but he gives you 7 assists, 13 rebounds. So that's pretty. That sounds like a win for them.
There's only one ball. So I'm saying, 40 points, 30 points, 16. Like we should win that game.
Yeah, absolutely. But then your bench, they give you like 18 points. Excuse me, they give you 17 points. And Mitchell Robinson, shout out to him. He was phenomenal in this game. He was borderline. I mean, obviously not scoring-wise better than Cat, but he's tough. He was tough down there. Jalen Brunson, I think the Pacers' strategy was basically just let him do him. I mean, that's what it looked like because it was just ISO City.
He's unguardable. I mean, he's shooting a 3. He's getting to the mid-range, the post, the float, drawing fouls. There is no, you know what I'm saying? He can score from anywhere. That's why, like you said, they just kind of got to. He's going to score 30 minimum. Just live with that.
But I'm like, you get on the Pacer side, it's like Aaron Nesmith, 30, Tyrese Haliburton, 31 and 11. And then, again, like I said before, they just have a bunch of dudes that can score 15 points a game. You have Nembhard with 15, you got Miles Turner with 14, and Pascal with 17. And the good part for the Pacers is they didn't play their best basketball. I think that's probably one of the worst games they played in these playoffs. Other than I think they got smoked by the Cavs last series in their one loss. This was probably their second worst game of the entire playoffs, maybe of the season even. Pascal Siakam pretty much didn't show up. I feel like he was a no-show. I know he gave us 17. The stats don't say it all, though. He was pretty much a no-show.
He should be the second option.
Absolutely.
First or second
Really
option.
the first.
Come on.
And I was talking about this with one of my homies. He was saying, because, we're talking about the Gill, how Gill was like, oh, they basically brought him in to be the first option, and he hasn't taken that step. And, I mean, right so. I mean, that was right. They did bring him in to be the first option, but I do like Pascal Siakam being the second option under Tyrese Haliburton, just because, Tyrese is ascending. I have no problem with Siakam being the second option, but he should be putting up Aaron Nesmith numbers.
I feel like he played more aggressive last year.
I think because he knew, look, they brought me in. They traded for me, deadline. I know what time it is when I come in. They want me to be the guy.
He was getting a lot more downhill.
Absolutely.
I feel like when he first got to Indiana last year.
No, he was better last year. I will say that turnaround jumpers. We were talking about it last year.
He was killing. It was deadly.
He went away from the spin moves.
I haven't seen him really get into his bag in a minute. That's why I'm like, Nesmith is the second best player on this team right now. Miles Turner was kind of absent. I don't know. He wasn't playing in the fourth, really. I mean, that was just kind of rotation or whatever, but we're getting Thomas Bryant minutes.
Ben Shepherd minutes. He said, go get slid around by Brunson. That's crazy.
That's literally they just put him out there to just go get slid around. They said, hey, somebody go stand front.
Burn some fouls.
Yeah, literally just go try. And that's the other thing about Nesmith, though. Two-way player. Bro, he's a great on-ball defender. He switched on to Brunson, too.
He's going to get paid, yo.
For sure.
I'm really and I think the beautiful part of this is we know what happened last year, right? I think the Pacers had an opportunity to beat the Celtics last year, and they just folded. They had a game one loss, similar, not in this dramatic fashion, but it was in a similar fashion where they were up and then they folded. They choked the lead. Pretty sure Jaylen Brown. Yeah, Jaylen Brown, I'm pretty sure, hit a corner three to end it. And they ended up getting swept. So it's just, I think that experience helped them in this situation. I don't think the Knicks have really had some adversity yet in these playoffs, to be honest. I mean, they go what? They have Detroit. I feel like the Celtics was more self-inflicting more than anything, and then obviously Tatum goes down. And then now you're going up against a team who beat... I don't know. I don't understand why people at this point are still sleeping on the Pacers. We beat the number one seed healthy other than one game. They're acting like everybody's hurt. It's the playoffs. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's banged up. It's going to come down to health, of course. And, shout out to the Pacers and their medical staff. It seems like, knock on wood, they've been pretty healthy. Solid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But everyone's hurt. You see Miles Turner hobbling around. Haliburton will probably turn an ankle here and there. But, hey, they got depth.
Yep.
And so it's really going to come down to that. So that shouldn't be a complaint. Obviously, they went against a Bucks team, but that's Giannis. So I feel like they've actually had a hard... I think it's obvious that they had a harder road to get to the Eastern Conference Finals than the Knicks did. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it right now. They're going through the trenches. They've been down in these situations with the Bucks. They were going to win that series regardless. Like that game 5 when they were down 7 with 40 seconds left. Mm-hmm. Regardless, they were going to win that series. It was already a 3-1 series, but they're like, no, let's just end it right now. And that's exactly what they did. So they have fight, they have grit. And I don't know if I got this prediction off last episode, but I was feeling Pacers in 5. 6 is the safe option, but you know what? We turn it up. Pacers in 5.
Pacers in 5? Does
Pacers
Indiana go on to win the title?
Man. Oh, and we're going to talk about OKC in a second, but I think they have a chance. I think they have a legitimate chance. I've heard people talking about OKC. It's going to just roll out. Basically, the Denver OKC series was basically the Western Conference Finals. Whoever wins that is going to win the title. But yeah, before we actually talk about OKC, talk about with the Knicks. What do you think the Knicks have to do in order to boost the morale and get back into the series mentally? Not even physically, mentally, because, yeah, they're physically banged up. But after a loss like this could be mentally draining. And losses like this could lead up to a sweep. But I'm not going to say that because the Knicks have been really good. But talk about what they're talking about in the locker room right now and how they can get back.
I mean, honestly, this is a demoralizing loss. I mean, it's not the end of it's beginning of the series, but they should be up 1-0 right now at home, feeling comfortable. But they're feeling the opposite of that. They're losing. They just got undercut last minute of the game. But at the same time, our guys did what they're supposed to do. I don't think this game, like, we realize that we can beat this team. We just have to put the finishing touches on things. Knicks got the next game. I feel like MSG is going to be rocking. I'm always going to go back to that. MSG is going to be rocking.
We say that, but it's like...
They rally around. You know how it gets in there. They rally around the crowd. Knicks jump on them early. Pacers come in content. 1-1 headed back to Indiana. Make things interesting.
Makes sense.
That's how I see it going. Brunson's going to show up. We know he's going to get his 40. There's no answer for that. He's going to get his 30 to 40 game 2. No questions. That's a given. That's guaranteed. He's going to get 30 to 40 next game.
Well, like you said, it's demoralizing. How much better can they play than what we just saw? They played, like I said, I gave you the stats already from your starters. That's supposed to be a win. I tell you those stats without you knowing what the score was of the game, you would have thought they won the game.
No, yeah, for sure. That's what
I'm saying?
W.
And what I'm thinking is that was their best punch. Now it's really going to come down to the bench. And obviously we know how Tibbs rocks. He don't play his bench. He doesn't have that much faith in his bench. He had faith in Mitchell Robinson today, obviously in the offensive glass. But we talked about Deuce McBride on this pod so many times. You believed in him. You thought he could average 15 in these playoffs. How are we feeling about that now? Just because it doesn't look like it. He don't even put up enough shots. He's not going to get enough touches to even have the opportunity to get 15.
He's been ass. I'm sorry.
Campaign has been shooting more than Deuce McBride, it seems like.
Campaign is bringing the energy I thought Deuce McBride was going to bring. And even Campaign's energy.
Oh, he's been butt.
It's like a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's one shot here.
Yeah.
3 there. It's not enough. So their bench scoring is atrocious. Mitchell Robinson is the one bright spot off the bench.
Sadly.
They got to jump on these guys. They got to jump on them early. Get up like 20 before half, and then just coast to the finish line.
You're not going to do that against this Pacer team.
I know you can't.
If it's close,
they're not going to quit.
And we talked about it going into this series, even before the game upstairs, right? We're like, if it's a close game, it's really a toss-up. Who's going to show up? Brunson, clutch player of the year, but Tyrese Haliburton, I think, has been the more clutch player in these playoffs.
I mean, yeah, he's
the best. He's the best player. I think he's the best player in these playoffs. I'm gonna just say it.
Okay, we're in the.
He's the best player in these playoffs.
We're in the Eastern Conference Finals. He's already hit these ones.
Yeah, he's been the best player in these playoffs. Shai's been good. I think you can't go wrong with either two. I know Shai's the MVP. He's a better player than Tyrese Haliburton, but in these playoffs, MVP is a regular season award. In these playoffs, Tyrese Haliburton has been the best player. He's had maybe 2 duds where he scored 6 points here, 8 points here, but he's affecting the game in other ways. We talked about Jokic, how he affects the game in different ways, but he's always scoring. He's more consistent there. But, I've always been taught, if you're not hitting your shots or you're not, scoring, rebound, assist, be a good teammate. That's exactly what he's doing. He's pumping up other guys. And I think that's why Miles Turner, he didn't really play that much at the end of this game. I'm sure he's probably the happiest dude in the locker room right now. Because they believe in each other. There's no egos in that locker room. And I think that's the difference between a winning and losing team. That talent can only get you so far. And that's why I think the Pacers they're gonna get it done. They looked like a good team. I had Pacers already going into the series. I think they're the deeper team. We talked about it going down the stretch, fresher legs. It don't matter if they're scoring your points or not. It's like defensively, you need fresh legs. And that was the difference in this. How should the Pacers approach game 2 mentally? The morale is up right now. We're feeling pretty good. We split regardless, but I really think they should go after this game 2 as well.
I agree. They should come out running, gunning, try and just put the nail in the coffin and maybe try and get a sweep off and just finish in Indiana. Get them out of there in 4. But I just think they're going to come out content. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it's going to go. It's the playoffs. You never know what's going to happen. I feel like the Knicks take game 2, though. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Knicks game 2.
I think
but the Pacers, it's laid out for them. If they could do it, if they win game 2, they're sweeping. That's how it goes. If they win game 2, they're sweeping. Game 2 means a lot.
Like you said, I think the Knicks have to win by 20 next game. I think if it's a close game, I have to go with Indiana. Again, I know Brunson, but we saw what Brunson looked like. He was gassed.
He was tired.
Cat was gassed. You saw that last 3? Gassed. I was like, is he hurt? Because he was trying to get, he does that anyway, but it was like in a tired way.
It was a very
Or it's like tired. His ankles I couldn't tell. He looked hurt, but he's probably just gassed. And Ben Shepherd right there. Nesmith right there. And that's why Nesmith, he hit 9 threes and he's picking up the best player on the court.
Literally, that's what I'm saying.
It's not that many players like him out there, man. So shout out to Nesmith. He's going to get paid. He's been the best player. Who should be the number one option for the Indiana Pacers?
They should do exactly what they're doing right now. Where anybody could kill you. Reese is obviously the head of the snake. I'm assisting. I'm facilitating. I could score 30. But at the same time, Spicy P go get you 25.
I haven't heard that nickname in him. He hasn't even been him in a while. We need him.
He could be Siakam. Siakam has given us, Siakam could give us 20. Nesmith could give us 20. Nembhard 20, 15, whatever it is. We got a bunch of dudes who can just. Because I was even thinking about it, bro. On that closeout run, like in the latter half of the game, when they were trying to stay alive, Nembhard shot that little pull up mid range over Cat, and it was just it cut the lead to 11 or something. But it was just looking back, they needed that. You know what I'm saying?
And he had a corner three too after that, later down the line. So yeah, he was big for them too.
Huge. Sneakily. That's what I'm saying. They have a lot of dudes who Tyrese didn't make nothing until the last shot. Everybody else carried them to the finish line. So it's hard to say he's the A, but at the same time, we have a lot of help around us.
And that's why this team is dangerous. And I think that there's no other team in these playoffs that have a situation like that where anybody can come kill you. They got killed by Aaron Nesmith.
And they can all create their own shot. Crazy enough. They can all.
And have the confidence to do it.
They have the confidence to do it. They will all literally put the one dribble pull up, look, slash to the rim, kick out. They just play team ball, bro. No one has limitations to their game. Miles Turner, sidestep three, step in. Everybody has everything.
And I think that's coaching as well. That's a testament to what Rick Carlisle and his staff is doing. They coached a hell of a game. I was confused, both of us actually, about the Miles Turner minutes, but looking back, it's Thomas Bryant was solid. He wasn't scoring. He wasn't stretching the floor out.
They had to match Tom, or what's his
physicality.
name? The physicality, yeah. Because Mitch was just running end to end, goal to goal.
They're basically the same player.
Yeah, he was really goal to goal, just tearing up.
He pisses me off. I'm just watching Thomas Bryant. But he's effective. So yeah, definitely shout out to him.
I guess.
And the other underrated part is that they saved that challenge. That won them the game. Because there were so many times in this game, I don't know if you saw, there were so many times where they could have used a challenge. And he was like, no, because the team was begging him. He was like, no, we're not challenging. And he was just like, no, just get it back on D. And saved it for the right time. So shout out to the Pacers. Moving on to OKC. Moving on to OKC in Minnesota. Man, OKC defense, amazing. First of all, SGA is your 2025 NBA most valuable player. I was a year early when I thought he was going to be the MVP last year. I thought he should have won it still. Because honestly, Jokic had a better year this year, numbers wise. He probably had a better year this year than last year as well. But they get the dub. We had Ant with 18 and 9, but he was 5 for 13 shooting. We had Julius Randle, 28 points. He had 20 in the first half, though, so only 8 in the second half. Rudy Gobert, 2 points and 3 rebounds. Honestly, I'm not even going to bring up OKC yet. I just want you to talk about Minnesota because I think we're both Wolves fans here. I think we want the Wolves to win, but, the stats I just read out, specifically from Rudy Gobert, but just the whole team as a collective, they shot poorly. How are we feeling now about our pick? Because I had Wolves in 6. I think they have to win in 6. I think they have to win the last home game. They're not winning at OKC. They had to steal one, but they're not winning late game at OKC. But yeah, how are we feeling about this right now?
I still got Wolves. I feel like they're going to figure it out. I can't quit on Ant-Man yet. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's going to kick it up into another gear. I feel like last year at this point in the season, he was already kind of tired. We were seeing him running out of energy. I still feel like he has another level he can kick it into. He has something to prove. We're seeing the post-game interview. You see, hey, look, he mad, right? You know what I'm saying? Ant-Man mad right now. He fired up. He feels called out. And Shea just won MVP too. So it's all right, bet. Now I'm really going to kill you. And we know how he's thinking. He's like, I'm about to go at the MVP in the playoffs. I'm a prove I'm the real number 2 guard in the league. I'm number 1 2 guard in the league. So I think he's going to come out game 2 with something to prove. I hope that's what he's thinking. Julius Randle, keep doing your thing. He could kind of tell which direction it was going in the second half, so I think he kind of eased off the gas a little bit. But I think the Wolves are still primed to win this series. Like you said, all it takes is J-Mac to score 30, 20 to 30, and that's a guaranteed W. Rudy's atrocious, though. I don't know what we do there.
Straight up, right?
Straight up. He's just atrocious. I don't know what we do there at all. But
I mean, because Nas Reed, sneaky, he's been sneaky bad. Nas Reed has been he was 1 for 11, I believe, last game. Let me pull up these stats real quick. He was bad last game. Let me see. Nas Reed, 1 for 11, 0 for 7 for 3.
He never lost confidence.
Jaden McDaniels, 7 points. He had the first 5 points of the game. He had the first 5. I thought he was primed for a 20-25. He had the first 5 points of the game.
Finished with 7.
That is unacceptable. Mike Conley, 7. I mean, but he's old. That's what he do. Dante DiVincenzo, 9. Dante DiVincenzo was 3 for 14 from the field. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 3 for 11 from the field. And ESPN, can you not put up that graphic of the battle of the cousins? Because at one point, it was 3 points to 18, and one of them's the MVP, and one of them's a role player trying to make it in this league. So I don't understand why we're doing that.
I know, what you say for me.
Yeah, that's what, like, you sending up the Fed. It's a cool storyline, but they nowhere near the same player. Do not put them head to head. But OKC Thunder, their defense is just phenomenal. You know, I think that we were both sleep on them. At least me. I'll speak for myself. I was sleep on the OKC Thunder just because there's not a lot of names. You know, it feels like SGA and friends. That's what it feels like with this team. Jalen Williams.
They got Bulldogs. I'm about to say
they do.
Caruso, Dort, J-Dub. He's a good defender.
I just didn't think there was a lot of scoring.
Facts.
You know, because that's what I mean. When it's SGA and friends, I mean like on the offensive end. It's just like it's him, ISOs.
It's him, ISO. J-Dub, late clock, just throwaway shot. Or like somebody just shooting a random 3.
Lou Dort.
Yeah, no, literally. It's
a Lou Dort 3.
A Lou Dort 3, Chet 3. But it's a Shea ISO, a J-Dub throwaway possession, or a 3. That's the only shots they got. But I mean, it's effective because Shea's going to score every time.
Yeah. No, and he had 31. It seems like he just averages 31. Kenrich Williams, 8 points.
And it seemed like he had 30.
Minutes. Yeah, he had the loudest 8 points I've ever seen in my life.
That's the loudest 8 points I've ever seen.
He's getting minutes. I think that's a disaster for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I'm not so confident. I don't like overreacting to game ones, but I'm just not super confident in the Wolves right now, just because I feel like game 2 is a must win. They have to win that game. They have to split. I think they have to split because there's gonna be a lot of pressure game 3. OKC is a great defensive team. I think defensively for the Wolves, though, they got to go zone. We saw it with Denver. They zoned up, rely on the 3-point shot. That's the one thing the OKC don't have. They don't have 3-point shooters like that. Like, let Lou Dort shoot 10 to 12 threes. Let Alex Caruso shoot a bunch of threes. But you can't man up against these guys because SGA is just going to, who's he going to hunt? Mike Conley? He's probably going to hunt Mike Conley the whole time, and it's Christmas. So, I don't know. Going on with SGA, man, he's going to end up being this is it. This is the season. This is the season he claims the title of the greatest Oklahoma City Thunder player of all time. I already thought that. I'm still standing on that. I felt that way. What was that, last year? I still feel that way, regardless if they win the championship or not. He's got the MVP. Let me get an update ranking from you, though, because you said, what, he was 3rd? I forgot what you said he was, but...
No, I had him 3rd. I for sure had him 3rd. And my thing was he needed MVP to even be in the conversation. He got the MVP now. Congrats.
He's in the combo. He made it.
Cool. Was that better than Russell Westbrook's triple-double year? No.
Yes, it was.
No, it's not.
It was better.
No, it's not.
We're the number 1 seed. I'm leading my team. I'm the best player on a finals team.
Okay, we have like a big 4. We have a big 3.
Bro, Jalen Williams. Bro, one game he'll give you. Bro, he's a front runner. First of all, he gave us 24 last game. He's a great player when they're up by like 15. Then it's like, oh, it's loose now. Now I'm comfortable. When it's close, and we're gonna watch it very closely, and this is advantage Minnesota. He's gonna get tight when it's close. Jalen Williams, he's not a guy. And he's not a championship guy. Second option, he's not that guy. No. Chet, he's been underwhelming. We talked about it last episode. He had a good game last game, but overall, he's been very underwhelming.
Okay, so who does Russell Westbrook have?
Bums. Borderline. But look, Steven Adams was good then. We had Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo at that time was still probably better than anybody that SGA has.
No.
Victor Oladipo, he was not buns.
Okay, he was not. What's it called? He was
They
not,
had Sabonis.
He was not.
They had Sabonis on their team.
He was not Pacers Oladipo yet.
He was, but in Orlando, he was good. So he was as good as that. At least.
He was still big body when he played for the Thunder. You remember that? He still the big body build. He didn't slim down yet.
I'm gonna look up his roster. SGA's MVP season's better.
I don't know, man.
We're the number 1 seed. I'm averaging 30 as the only dude that can really create anything for us.
Westbrook averaged like 30. He averaged like 28, 12 assists. And
Losing
10.
hoop. He was LaMelo Ball.
We went to
LaMelo
the
Ball would have won MVP. LaMelo Ball would have won MVP at that time.
We went to the offs. That's not losing hoop.
Alex Abrinas, Steven Adams. Steven Adams was solid still.
Wow.
Cantor was good still. I don't want to hear it. Jeremy Grant was on this team.
Bro,
Thunder legend Anthony Morrow.
I liked him.
Andre Roberson was good. Defense.
Okay, well, you can, bro. See,
Defense. The Sabonis.
was he better than Dort?
Kyle
No.
Ooh, this roster is nasty.
That's what I'm saying.
Doug McDermott was on this team.
Oh God, see, they just had tryouts.
Taj Gibson keep a job. Norris Cole's on this team. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Norris Cole's on this team.
Those last two are some of
Alex Abrinas, I remember him. He was a 2K guy.
This is when the Thunder were literally just like they acquired everybody in their trades. And
Well, this is the year after
they're acquiring
KD.
first picks. Yep,
But
first round.
number 1 seed. Like, come on.
No,
I don't think Westbrook could take. Like, I don't think Prime Westbrook could take this team to the finals. Nah, I don't think Westbrook. He don't. First of all, he don't got the jump shot.
Okay, he used to.
He don't got the 3 ball like that though. He's not. He don't got the finesse. He needs the finesse game. Like, this is perfectly built around Shea. The way that Russell Westbrook play, he can't play with these dudes. He can't play with these guys. He can't even play with these Denver guys right now.
He could play with these guys easily.
His prime self can play with these guys.
Yes, I promise. He's a true point guard because he can pass.
He's not a true
score.
point. He's not a true point guard.
Okay, but he can pass too. That's the thing.
He can when he's trying to get his stats up.
Okay, but
That was the fakest season. I hate to repeat myself. I hate to repeat myself, but that was the fakest season I've ever seen.
Okay, but Prime Westbrook was also a bucky.
If the NBA truly had a script, and I promise to God, I'm not doing no LeBron anything. As soon as KD left, I was like, Russ is finna average a triple double. I know I sound like Bron saying that. Lying. I'm not lying. I was like, he's finna average a triple double. Now, do I think he's gonna win MVP? No. But I mean, when you get a triple double, apparently that means you're the best player in the league.
And he could shoot. That's the thing.
Middies.
And threes.
No.
He could. Okay, he would shoot them, and they'd make them sometimes.
I don't think he was.
Respect it.
I don't think he was ever respectable like that. Like, oh well, definitely not better than Shea.
No. Okay, but he was also. Yeah, no. In transition, he's much scarier.
Like, SGA is a better basketball player than Russell Westbrook. If it was SGA in those finals teams against Bron, they probably would have went to 7. Like, if it was just, he's a better he's gonna end up being better in history. I think he's gonna be better in history.
That's fair.
I think SGA.
Russell Westbrook, he has a certain play style, and it's like.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he can adapt. He can think about it. He plays the exact same way right now, and his whole game is. Premeditated on his athleticism, and he don't got it, but he still acts like he got it. So SGA, he's going to end up being a better player than Russell Westbrook all time. No clickbait. I think that he plays the game better. Now, one thing I'll say is crazy is the foul baiting. And he does do that, but that's just the way of the game. Until you change the rules, you take what you are given. But who's a worse foul baiter, SGA or Jalen Brunson? I think it's Brunson, but
they're in the same category, bro.
Brunson was bad. Bro, you saw he just does this. He'll do this coming up the court with no one on him.
Okay, but Shea will literally step through the lane and just nobody on him fall down, or he'll just like lean away and just, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they do the same exact thing. It's just, or the one that they really do is like, you're on my hip, you're on my hip, and then I kind of just, right before I shoot my floater, I just contact you, and then I shoot my floater.
Yeah.
And then it's either going to go in and one, but I'm for sure getting free throws. I'm shooting free throws after this. But it's like, you're right behind me. Oh. I hate that shit. It's the same thing. Brunson's bad, though. We just watched it in 4K, but.
The last 7 MVPs, foreign, all of them.
Who? Wait, hold on, let me see. The last 7?
Yeah. But it's not, I mean, if you think about it, it's not 7 different people
But the last 7
have been all foreign.
Wait. Okay. Wait, who?
Just think about who the last MVPs were.
But I'm thinking of the 3. I know. Jokic, twice.
Yep.
Embiid.
3 times.
3 times. Okay. Shit, I didn't know he went 3.
3.
Jokic 3 times, Embiid once.
Yep.
Giannis twice?
Yeah. And then SGA.
See, I forgot about C. That's Canadian bitch.
Yeah.
This Canadian
And then SGA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Who do you think will be the best, or excuse me, who do you think will be the next American MVP? And is he in the league yet, if you don't think it's anybody currently in the league?
That's a good question. Next American MVP. No bias. You know where I'm thinking. Orlando. I think, bro, honest to God, he come out next year 30, top 2 or 3 seed, 10 boards.
And he's in and we talked about it. And it's funny because I see now other pods are starting to talk about how wide open the East is. They're a move or 2 away to actually contend. And if he's getting up the 30, first of all, he's a playoff riser. He's averaging 30 in the playoffs. He's probably the youngest dude to do it. Second of all, if they just make 1 or 2 moves and they're like a top 3 seed, hey.
I don't think it's because we're trying to think of what other Americans.
That's not even crazy. Yeah. No, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, he might be
weight like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's going to be the next MVP or nothing like that.
No, just the next American. Yeah.
I think he has some time. Like a couple years from now, they get established, they get the right pieces.
He can do it next year.
True. I think they still need more time. He needs the right team around him.
And
he needs the right team. He needs more pieces.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people are talking about how wide. That's why it's like people are talking about Giannis, and they're like, oh, Giannis shouldn't even leave now. Or he should definitely stay in the East, because the East is buns. It's going to be Knicks and Pacers next year, too.
What other MVP could be from America, though?
I think no, you don't even need to say no bias on that. I think he's the best young American right now.
Who could actually carry a franchise. You know what I'm saying?
We've seen it. We've seen it with him and Corey Joseph. Imagine that's Trae Young.
That's what I'm saying. He actually he can carry a franchise by himself. I don't think it's crazy to say that he should be considered the best American to potentially win MVP.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, the Europeans, just all the foreigners are taking over.
Or Ace Bailey. Boy Ace Bailey.
I gotta ask this because it came up on the feed, and we've talked about this trade before, but we got to revisit it because it involved the MVP. Which trade is worse, the Paul George for SGA or the Luka Doncic trade for Anthony Davis?
I mean, well, at the time of each executed transaction, it's easy to just obviously say that the Luka trade is by far worse. At the time of each transaction, you know what I'm saying? At the moment of transaction. Because Luka, 5-time All-NBA, you're giving up a guy that's just one of the greatest players in your franchise history, one of the greatest young players in the history of the game.
Still nasty stuff.
Bro, he's top 100 already, probably. You know what I'm saying? If you hung up his jersey today, he would have been like...
Top 100? Oh, he's top 50.
Oh, see? Okay, let's talk about it. But Shea, he's going about to be a second-year player, was coming off the bench for the Clips, was like a solid young player.
He was coming off the bench?
Or he was starting off the bench. He was not the guy, though. He's not Shea.
No, he wasn't.
He was far from Shea that we see today.
But he was part of a Clippers team who didn't have any All-Stars and took Kevin Durant, Golden State Warriors to 6 games. And that was an accomplishment on his own. That's how crazy the Warriors were. He took him to 6 games, rookie Shea.
Okay, but was he really like... It was Pat Bev had more of an impact in that series.
No, it was Lou Williams. Because when they came back, because they were down like 25 and they came back and won, and that was Lou Will.
And Pat Bev was guarding KD.
Yeah. It was them, but it's like... There was still something there. No, they didn't think they were going to trade the MVP. I didn't think they were trading the MVP.
That's what I'm saying. At the time of the deal, it's like, cool, we're just giving up a young guard for Paul George. That's an easy win for us.
Too. And then they got all the picks. Sam Presti's the man.
He's a legend for that.
He's a monster. But you're saying the Luka trade still? I mean, even the short aftermath now versus the aftermath of OKC, what's happening right now? It's just like which one, who would pull back on their trades?
Well, I mean, you have to say the Clips. You trade away MVP. Luka's not MVP. Simple as that. He's all NBA, but Shea's an MVP. He's the most valuable player in the league today, right now. 32 points per game. Luka has never had that. So I think that gives him the nod over Luka. And I think that makes the Clippers more regretful of trading him.
Is that an all-time worst trade?
Looking back, yeah, because they didn't do shit. Like, they literally just wasted 5 years. You know what I'm saying? They could have been rebuilding. They could have been rebuilding with Shea with the keys. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Or had him with Kawhi. Paired him with Kawhi, bro. Like, at the time, the Clippers had nothing. And they're saying we get Kawhi and Paul George. You have to say yes.
Bro, imagine SGA with the Clippers right now. He'd be turning. They borderline. I think imagine him with the LA marketability. The Clippers might be like a 50-50 Lakers Clipper town, bro. Like the Clippers would be turned. I swear to bro.
Stop it.
Because it's like we got a young point guard turning up LA. He'd be the greatest point guard to ever touch a Clipper uniform. Over Chris Paul.
No, he would be.
Over Blake. But the only argument I'll say is like, is he the player that he is today without Chris Paul? Without the mentorship of him, Dennis Schroeder. Like, he was under some solid vets.
I mean, he had that stint, and then I forgot about the Clipper stint. That's like a run in itself, right? He battled the greatest team of all time. Like,
took him to 6.
Come on, I didn't even think about that. So,
hey man, if they win the chip, build the statue the next day.
No, literally, build it. Yeah, he could retire his jersey. Greatest Thunder, the Thunder. He is the Thunder.
What's next for the Nuggets? What type of moves should they be making?
We kind of touched on that a little bit before.
But now that it's over, now that we saw the display on the court, we saw who was cooking and who wasn't. It was basically Jokic and everybody else was buns. Yeah, I mean,
Gordon can stay. He's proved his value.
Oh, he's Mr. Nugget for sure. Yeah, you could retire. He's going to get his jersey retired.
He could just put on Michael Porter Jr.'s number and take his contract if he want. But MPJ's gone. Murray's gone. We're shopping everybody this summer. Braun. You would just take all the young guys in like a fire sale if you want. Strother, Braun, Peyton Watson.
I don't want
you just take all of them.
I mean, Braun is Christian Braun is probably the only bench player that got value, bro. Peyton Watson didn't do nothing for me. Zeke Naji, we signed him to a 4-year 32. Hadn't touched the floor. He's over there laughing with Jalen Williams, and then Russell Westbrook. Are we re-signing Russell Westbrook, or is that it?
At this point, we have to, because although he was a wild card this year, without him, we lose games.
He's been a wild card every single year, like post Wizards.
See, for Russ, we should just put him in a quarter zip. He should be a player coach. He only plays in big games.
Wizards Russ is like Pistons Blake Griffin almost. Like, he's in a random jersey, but he was cooking. That was his last good year.
And they try to send him there to die. That's the thing. When they try to send you somewhere to die and you start hooping, that's like, okay. You're a dog. Because
then he had enough value to get traded to the Lakers.
Another triple-double. He had a triple-double season in Washington.
No, they made the playoffs.
Him and Beal.
That's the last time they made the playoffs.
Westbrook's a beast, bro. Forever he's been a beast.
I wish Dame was healthy, man. This would be I would have said Denver's a good Dame team if he was healthy. It's like one of those teams. It's like, obviously Jokic is the number one, but he'll feed you. Like, Dame could be the number one scoring option for sure.
I always thought it would make sense for him to be in Denver too after how he did them. Kind of just would come full circle. Like, let me just come back.
Snapped his Achilles. It's over.
Run with the MVP.
Hey man, Indiana sports are up right now. We got the Pacers and we got the Indiana Fever, man. Hey, we haven't talked about WNBA at all. It just started. Caitlin Clark is already the greatest of all time. We already knew that from last year, but she's just further proving it. She's leading the WNBA all time in 20 and 10 games.
Crazy.
In 41 games. Everybody else did it in 400.
How does that happen?
Bro, they were sorry.
Okay, but I'm just trying to compute that in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Is she really, like, is her usage rate higher?
Bro, no.
Than like Della Don or like whoever was balling before? Like, is her usage rate that much higher?
She's just better.
What kind of I don't get it. Maybe I just need to sit down and watch the game. But there's no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, She already has the most 20-point, 10-assist games in the history of the WNBA.
It's only been 41 games.
She's halfway through her second year. Like that doesn't.
She's not even halfway through her second year.
2 games.
This was 2 games in.
That's all. Yeah, I can't compute that, bro. Like
they were sorry.
how?
I must just be sorry.
Okay, I don't know.
No, Del Don was real. I get the examples like Mom Moore, but Mom Moore was a scorer. She was like mellow, bro. Like she was getting bucks. She was not passing like that. She'd have a flashy pass here and there, like Melo, but she was
games shorter.
Whose? No, because they're 10-minute quarters.
I will say this also though, women play better team ball.
They do.
So if I pass to you, I'm less likely to get an assist because you're gonna swing it to the other. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make the right play.
I think it's
Whereas if I dribble up and pass to Roman, it's going up. You know what I'm saying? It's going up.
Right. But I think it's different because I think they play different with Caitlin. Now it's like Caitlin,
Pick and roll.
yeah, like
Transition. She can just do whatever. She's green
she's a
lit.
threat from everywhere.
True.
She's at the because she can pass, she can shoot it. It's like you don't. I think that's what it is. They don't know how to guard her because you either gonna give up a layup.
The fact that it was this fast for her to like,
Bro,
what's the record? Was it like, is a 20-10 game like rare in the W? It must be.
It has, bro. It took, I think it was like Courtney Vandersloot, and she was on Chicago with Angel Reese right now. She has like 10 of them in 450 games or something like that, and then right below it was Caitlin Clark, 9 of them in 41 games. And you're trying to like
Okay, I'm thinking about it the wrong way too because it's 20 and 10. It's not just 10 assists. You gotta go.
No,
score
it's
20.
assists.
You gotta go score.
It's assists. It is assists. It was 20 points, 10 assists.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not just because there's probably some point guards out there that they get you 12 dimes, but they score 8 points.
Yeah.
Somebody who's getting 20 and 10 is a true dual threat scoring. Okay, that makes more sense, I guess. Still, that's crazy to me though. That's like Chris Paul. That's like that kind of archetype of player.
I think she's gonna be LeBron. She's gonna she's gonna run up the numbers. Like the scoring champion is like Diana Taurasi. She scored like 10,000 career points. Caitlin Clark finna get like 13. You saw the Angel Reese push?
Yeah,
I know it's old news, but it's like how'd you feel about that?
I love it. I think it's hoop. Obviously, that's literally just basketball. I think Caitlin for sure could have made it less. She pushed her and just walked away. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to like really do a take foul, you just wrap them up and hold them. You hold them up. You keep them up. She pushed her down though. She for sure pushed her down.
Oh no doubt. I mean, but if you see like 10 seconds or 2 seconds before that, she pushed Aaliyah Boston for the rebound. Like she 2-hand shoved her, and then that's why when you see Caitlin go like this, she was pointing at that because she was like, she just shoved her. So then she hard fouled.
It's a good hard foul though. I ain't got no problem with it. It's basketball. Yeah, I would have turned up too though. You know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't got no problem with Angel's reaction. Maybe I would have turned up. I would have turned up too though. I'm just like, or I would have been like, yeah. I would show some emotion. I have no problem with people showing emotion in sports.
Caitlin Clark should have stood there.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like that. Caitlin Clark should there. She antagonized her. You know what I'm saying?
But she's not beefing for real.
That's what I'm saying. She didn't. That's what she's so nonchalant. I know what she's thinking. And as soon as she did it, she probably said, "Fuck." She was like, she was probably just like, I didn't even want to get involved myself in this, and I know what I just did. I stirred the pot. But at the same time, like if you do a take foul, I claim that take foul, Caitlin.
Bro, but
it.
But Angel got clotheslined by Alyssa Thomas last year. She was like, man, I love it. Like, and she got flagrant 2, got kicked out the game. She's like, I love it. Like, thank you. But then when Caitlin does like a little hard foul, she finna swing.
That is true.
So it's like, what are we doing?
That's true.
Like,
I remember the clothesline. That was crazy.
Because they're on
hoop neither.
Yeah. They're on RG3's case. I don't know if you've seen that.
I'm up to date. They said Angel Reese Caitlin Clark has led to Ryan Clark.
Exposing the fact that he has a mixed child. Not the Adonis Graham.
No, he got the Adonis child hidden.
That's
you are
crazy.
Hiding a child. Let that boy come home.
I liked it. I wish Caitlin Clark just stood there and seen what happened. But who knows? Angel looked like she was ready to swing.
Say something.
Still on.
Give us your Layup Lounge take right now.
Man, the Layup Lounge take right now, I'm taking a Q car over Wilt Chamberlain.
That is a very LL take.
LL take. Thank you.
That's pretty much all I got. Tyrese Haliburton, the greatest pacer to ever live. Miles Turner, damn, you got benched. But look, he's probably happy as hell right now.
He was dapping up everybody post game. If they would have lost, he would have built some Legos. But because they won, He probably still gonna build some Lego.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But no, he was happy after the game. I did see that. Emotions were high, but he was confused on the bench. I could see body language. He was like, "Fuck, am I not in the game for, nigga?"
Because you even said, you like, did he foul out? No.
He was chilling, watching Mitchell Robinson and Thomas Bryant battle like it's the 1960s.
Not the battle.
So they were battling. They're playing physical ball. I was all right, bro.
Hey.
Him and Cat were trying to be Ray Allen.
I really wish Tyrese that was a 3. I'm glad they won, though. But I really, like you said, if that was a 3, you're putting that.
That's probably the greatest playoff game winner I've ever seen live. Right up there with Kawhi's when it. I mean,
When it dropped in, yeah, I did see that.
We did the same thing.
Oh yeah, we did. I did this,
bro. It bounced out the screen, but we all had the feeling. I was
bro,
like,
that's
it's
finna
going
drop it.
straight
This
down.
is dropping in.
I was like,
shout out to the Pacers, man. Shout out to the state of Indiana. I might have to cop me once the Pacers win. I might cop me a Haliburton jersey.
That'd be hard. Or a Caitlin Clark jersey.
Both, right? Double tap. You know what I'm saying? Like, get both.
Who do they got in football right now? They ain't got nobody in football. The Colts? Yeah, they're sorry.
You know what's crazy? R.I.P. to the owner of the Colts.
What happened?
He died.
He was old of oldness?
Bro, 65. Bro, but he tweeted like 7 hours before he died. He said, "Let's go Pacers."
65?
He said, "Let's go Pacers."
He's 65?
Yeah.
Would he have a heart attack?
I don't know. They say he passed away in his sleep. But then like his last tweet was like I saw the thing that said he died, but then like I went to his Twitter or whatever, and then like the last tweet was like 7 hours before that, and it was like, "Let's go Pacers." Like,
That's a trip.
that's crazy.
Anyway you want to look tomorrow night, I promise. You can tweet, go Pacers and be gone.
Yeah, man. But yeah, TikTok about to be crazy tomorrow probably. So stay tuned for that. Insta maybe. I got a temperature check over there. You know what the
Bring it on.
Shout out to Gil's Arena for some reason. I don't know. He said Pascal was not living up to the expectations. He's right, but I mean the way that the team is flowing right now, it's going. So shout out Gil.
Shout out Gil. You know why I'm wearing this jersey.
Oh, for sure.
Pack that thing.
Shout out Bronny James. Jersey cop next year.
I'm waiting for the Bryce James jersey.
Not the Bryce.
I'm waiting for the
not
Bryce-
the Bryce Maximus jersey.
the Bryce, Lakers Bryce. That's gonna go
my God.
dumb.
The Bryce Maximus
Yes,
jersey.
I need that one.
We get everything that we need to say.
We talked everything NBA.
Shout out to Obi Toppin, man. He got bro. The Knicks refs were hoeing a little bit. That was a foul.
That was for sure.
That was a foul. He just put up, and that's what I'm saying. Look, that's why the players are just so much better because he did a Julius Erving around the behind the backboard layup in the clutch. But we hyping up Julius Erving because he did that in the 60s.
Okay, you got to go look at Julius Erving, so bro.
Oh, it was fire with the it was clean, but
He's the one player of all the old dudes where I look at some of his tape and I'm like, I ain't never seen
he could have translated to today.
maybe not like with some work, but just the athletic, like the rock, the cradle in transition, bro. That was off 1 foot. Like, no, if you just go watch that clip, look, I'm like, I've never seen no modern day, bro. He cuffed it 1, 2, and then it just took off. And then even the under the hoop layup, like he just like one hand palmed the ball, put it out of bounds. Like he had the ball out of bounds. So there's just a couple plays with him.
That is true. He did go wide, and
Bro,
then
he had the ball out of bounds, like the ball over out of bounds, like
right.
in midair.
You're right.
So he's kind of dumb. He's the one old dude. I'm like, okay, Dominique. That shit's weak, nigga. Like he's jumping off 2. I seen John Morant do that shit. I've seen that before. Michael Jordan seen that shit. You got Ant-Man.
You talking about George Gervin finger rolls getting slapped off the glass?
Bro, that's gonna he's not making the league, bro. Like
The finger
The
rolls
Iceman?
getting
Yeah,
spiked
bro.
by LeBron.
LeBron, Dwight, double sleeve Dwight. That's getting sent to the top shelf.
Those ugly ass Adidas
The
sleeves.
double sleeves, the silver, the bright silver.
Those joints. Yeah,
He was the only one with those Johns on too. Even when
was-
he went to the Rockets, he had the red ones, the red and silver
bro,
ones.
he was third in MVP voting those years though.
He was real.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't even say I feel bad because I probably did it too. But like, it's crazy how you see the progression of the league. Like, if you started watching the league 4 years ago, you think Russell Westbrook is ass. You know what I'm saying? You just think certain guys are just horrible. You know, you think Dwight Howard, or like, if you watch him like his tail end, you're like, this nigga was a role player. Like, you don't remember this just dunking everything, pulling on the rim. Like, I remember when he was a force of nature. Like, Dwight used to really be a problem. And then I seen him get reduced to a role player. It's just kind of how the progression of life goes. You're the top dog until you're not. Only person we haven't seen that happen to is LeBron.
Yeah. Well,
Honestly. But it's happening before our eyes now, so I can't even say it's not.
for sure. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. This has been one of the best playoff games I've ever seen. One of the best playoffs ever. Parity in the league is good for the league. We don't want to see the same team win 17 times.
That was a fun era, but yeah, I'm agree with you. Parity's great.
Yeah, just because it feels like your team every year going into it might have a chance. You never know. You never know. So like, subscribe, share. We'll see you on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We'll see you there.
And keep leaving comments, hating ass niggas. Please.